The United States faces more challenges in more places than ever. Almost every day, Americans are reminded that our current world is increasingly complex, technology-driven, and interconnected. The United States and its allies are experiencing new forms of conflict below the threshold of what is commonly understood as war. Would-be adversaries seek to avoid U.S. military strength, aiming instead to advance their objectives through other forms of coercion.
Whether it's the use of sanctions in other countries, economic statecraft, funding or arming proxies in another conflict.
It's impossible to ascertain where they came from precisely.
Security experts sometimes refer to this challenge set as gray zone conflict.
There's nuclear war, there's conventional war, tanks, ground forces, air forces fighting each other conventionally. And then there's what happens below that, which can range from information operations.
Massive cybersecurity breach at the Office of Personnel Management.
Unnamed U.S. government officials have said that China is suspected to be behind the attacks.
To targeted assassinations, to working by, with, and through proxy organizations.
This is the thing about the gray zone and a hybrid space. It never ends. It's constant. It's holistic. It's comprehensive. It uses all tools at its disposal. It can use religion. It can use culture. It can use the economy. Anything to help divide society, to continue to erode confidence and credibility in our democracy.
You have adversaries or competitors of the United States who are engaging in these activities, and they're different in scale, scope, the toolkit, but they have, I think, one common denominator: a desire to undermine U.S. or U.S. friends and allies' control of a region or a country or a maritime space through the use of tools short of direct force against the U.S. or its allies.
China has used non-transparent coercion against American companies that have done things that are considered to be problematic from China's point of view, or to send a diplomatic message.
Russia also shapes events on its borders, and far beyond.
We were slow in identifying the Russian information operations in 2016.
Any country can employ this suite of tactics using political, informational, military, and economic tools to pressure, subvert, or co-opt a country.
It's not a strategy of brute force. It's a strategy of influence.
Democracy and open markets have become targets of this influence.
Gray zone strategy relies heavily on creating a narrative contrary to U.S. interests, and of demonstrating the ineffectiveness of American peacetime tools.
It's to go to our strength, which is our democracy and our alliance structure and everything we stand for, and to destroy that.
We acknowledge the threat. It is real. It is continuing. It goes beyond the elections. It goes to Russia's intent to undermine our democratic values, drive a wedge between our allies, and do a number of other nefarious things.
Even though the government has improved its ability to monitor these actions, it has not yet developed ways to respond to them.
Technology always moves faster than regulation. Products and services that enable social media don't fit neatly into the consumer safety or regulatory constructs of the past.
We have military doctrines designed to deal with war. We have diplomatic doctrines designed to deal with the normal to and fro of statecraft and diplomacy. We have not developed the kinds of doctrines and even beyond that, institutional, organizational, or strategic muscle memory to be able to deal with the kinds of activities that come above the line of normal diplomacy and statecraft and below the line of war.
We'll explore three of today's most commonly used gray zone tactics: information warfare, economic coercion, and ambiguous forces. Then we'll examine options for responding to these challenges.